Podcast Network. This is the Lifestyle Live Podcast.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart. Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
In a world where making friends as an adult can feel like a struggle, FrancesMary Loughead's journey in Indianapolis is making the process a little easier. On this Lifestyle Live podcast episode, FrancesMary explains how after moving to Indy in 2021 and working remotely, she found herself feeling isolated and disconnected. What happened? She did something about it. And shortly after, BFF Indy was born. This is the Lifestyle Live podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
It's an organization that connects women and helps foster relationships in Indianapolis. FrancesMary is here to join us on BFF Indy. Good morning, Frances. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I'm great.
Awesome. So I want to get into BFF Indy. We were just talking a little bit. You had just moved to Indianapolis in 2021, and that's when it started in a very interesting way.
Yes. So I moved to Indianapolis in 2021 for my husband's job, and I work remotely. So it was very hard for me to make friends, and I came to realize that very quickly. So instead of sitting on the couch and kind of complaining about it, I decided to do something about it. And I noticed a lot of people were in the same boat. So I also noticed a lot of people like watching the TV show The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Which I love.
Yes, can't go wrong with that. So I started hosting weekly watch parties, and women, about 10 to 15 of them, came over every week, and then it started kind of growing and growing. It hadn't yet been BFF Indy, but come December of 2023, I realized how many women needed community. So I established that in December, and here we are today with over, I think it's 2,500 women in the group. So,
FrancesMary, so when you started, was this like virtual? Were you doing virtual watch parties, or did you meet in a small location together?
Yeah, so I actually invited a bunch of strangers over to my house.
Wow,
which
how did you trust them?
That's a great question. It was very it was scary at first, of course, but all the people were in the same boat, as I mentioned, so it was interesting, but everybody vibed together really well, and it was an enjoyable time.
I love that. I want to kind of just settle in and talk a bit about how hard it is as an adult to make friends. You think it's kind of, in any stage, is difficult, especially when kids are going from school to school, but as an adult, people are already in their social circles, so how do you even do that?
Exactly, and nobody warns you how hard it is as an adult, especially when working remotely. So it is really hard to make friends, but that's why we established this community. It's online and in person, so people can either go to our website, bffindianapolis.com, to find in-person events, and then also on our website and Facebook page, we have discussion groups for women, along with community chats as well, where people can more easily meet people, even though it's really hard as an adult to make friends.
I like that. What are some of the conversations that you've had with some of the ladies in the group that go beyond just social gatherings, but some of the more important issues that they might not necessarily feel comfortable talking in another setting?
Of course, yeah. There's a lot of women, again, from all over the United States that are new to Indy and don't know anything about the community. So trying to find other, for example, more recently, I've talked to a lot of mothers. I'm not one myself, but have talked to a lot of them about trying to find that community not only for them, but for their kids as well, and finding people that can relate on different levels too.
I came to Indy around 2021, so I'm like, where were you? I need to find you. Because personally, I've lived in 5 different cities.
Oh my goodness.
So it's starting over and over and building community, and it's so important for us to have like a kind of a tribe of people around. What do you think has been kind of the most rewarding thing that you've seen? I mean, obviously it's growing, and what do you think maybe the future of BFF Indy is?
That's a great question. So when I came in 2021, I was completely alone. My husband and I didn't know anybody. And again, as I mentioned, I work remotely, so there was nobody in my area that I could find that was my age. So being that person for myself back in 2021, like for other people, is extremely rewarding, and knowing that I was in that spot back then, and there are people like me now, being able to help them has just been incredible.
Oh, I love such a thought-provoking answer, and that really resonated with me. FrancesMary, thank you so much. BFF Indy, we have all the information on lifestylelive.tv, how you can get involved and find maybe a gal tribe or a community of people that you can really be involved with.
Lifestyle Live. Lifestyle Live.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Lifestyle Live Podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And connect for even more on Facebook and at lifestylelive.tv.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart.